Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you to this platform. This is the mashup with KAWIRA CARMEY, and today we have our very first episode, and I have a co-host. He shall introduce himself.
Hello, I am Kami Micheni and I am your co-host for today. Welcome.
So for today's episode, we have a guest, and we'll be handling striking the balance. And our guest is perfect for this topic, even to pioneer it, because she is a versatile lady who is handy in many areas. She's responsible, and she is just so amazing at the things that she does. So let's applause to have her.
Hi everyone, my name is Juliana and born again. I'm privileged today to join these lovely young people in in this podcast. Yeah, thank you.
And we want her to take us through striking a balance. In our lives, there are times we feel like we are not able to do things the way we are supposed to, or else we do one thing and another one fails. So we want to see how she's able to handle the different things, considering she's a lecturer, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a principal to the Sunday school children, just to mention a few. So we want to know, having all these responsibilities, how one can seamlessly handle those things without breaking down. So we can get right into the topic.
I am privileged to be a lecturer where I teach, where I work. I'm also a wife, as you mentioned. I'm a mother. I am a minister, which means I hold several positions in church that where I serve. And then other than that, I'm also a business lady and I'm involved in decorations and events. And other than that, I do church decorations, which is a line that I enjoy to do. I thank God to have many skills, I would say. I do hairdressing, I do sewing, whereby now I take care of my clothes, or rather, I can sew my own clothes, which is a privilege, I would say. I can do my own hair, can do other people's hair. So I thank God. It's been a wonderful exposition, I'd say, of the world and the things that are in the world, and I'm grateful. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Some people are already melting down hearing all the things that she does. And they want to know how you balance them out. So, of all those things, what do you enjoy most, or what do you feel at home most doing?
Right. I would say I enjoy everything that I do. If I've given myself to do it, it's because I want to do it. So if I am supposed to be engaging in one activity, say be at work, and I do part time also lecturing in another place. So if I am handling my students on that area, I do that wholeheartedly. If I am in business, I do it wholeheartedly. I don't I would say what I don't have any specific that I'd say I enjoy more, but definitely, of course, anything that is bringing me money, I will definitely enjoy more. And I want to put this in a context that even in ministry, I know it may not generate money directly, but in one way or another, I'm sowing in the kingdom of God where there's going to be reaping. So yeah.
Right, okay. Now that we know all that, I want also to know what values do you subscribe to and how do you manage to stay consistent in all those areas? Because some of us, just the other day, just my school life, social life, and church life, all just those, they almost screwed me. So we want to know.
Well, I would say one thing that I really, really value, or what value of some a value in my life, is I'm passionate. I do things passionately, and other than that, I ascribe to our God Jesus, and I really rely on him for strength. And I also realize that I do have the capability. So I don't take that for granted. I don't play around with that. I know that the things that I'm able to do. And the word of God says, and to whom much is given, much is expected. So if God has given me skills in different areas, he definitely expects me to utilize them. So I would say that I'm passionate and I'm also God-fearing. Those are two things that I really ascribe to. And other than that, I work hard. Being passionate means you work hard. So when you're doing something, that's why I say I give myself all out in one area. I do focus. So if I'm in church, I am there fully. If I'm at home, I'm here fully. I'm not here and I'm also thinking of something else. I do all of that with all my passion and all my focus, if I may use that word. So that when I am at work, I focus on work and I do that is required of me. Because at the end of it all, you all have 24 hours. So we have to see how to work with that 24 hours. Yeah.
I'm almost wondering whether you have 48 the rest have 24. This reminds me of the verse in Psalms which says, she has God in her, she will not fail. And she is a living testimony of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wonder, do you have a support system or a motivator to keep you going with all the things that you do?
Right. I am self-motivated. Let me start with that. I am self-motivated because sometimes you find in situations whereby you're working with people in a team, but you would say that you're going to meet up and do something, none of them show up, none of them communicate. So at that point, you ask yourself, because they didn't show up, does it mean that I don't do my part? So one support that I do have is I'm self-motivated. I do, what do they call, go getter? What I've decided, I've put my mind to go and do, I am going to do that. And then other than that, I really seek the help of God. Sometimes I'll be looking out and wondering, how exactly am I going to go about doing this? And it may look challenging, but I thank God because amazingly, I think I have a thick skin. I don't, let's say if something has gone bad right now, I will not react the same way most people do. I usually do something we call internalization, or rather intellectualization. I want to look behind that, the other side of the coin. What could be really going on? And so most of the time I will seek God. But other than myself and God, I always seek for people to help me. And I never look down on anyone. Regardless of whether someone is young or older, they may have a way to help me in one way or another. So because of that, I would say I will seek for people who have the potential for me to engage them or encourage them to help me in doing something. And then I would, being that I'm self-motivated, I think in one way it encourages others, so that they'll be like, I think I can do it because she can do it. So with that, and since I'm doing it with all of my heart, do not see me, nimekunja uso because I'm doing something and I'm doing it alone. No. I will do it passionately, happily. And I think one thing that brings out is encourages people that probably this thing is not that hard. That's why she can be able to do it. It's actually, I think, something that I noticed when I was in school. There's an exam we usually do. Being a medic, we usually have a licensing exam. So, excuse me. We were studying for it, and other than that, you find that after school you want to engage in other things. So I'll be out with friends, I'll be focusing on other things other than the licensing exam. And then when it's like 2-3 months to it, I'm there focused on the study and on all of that. I think I have, what do they call them, an adrenaline junkie. Like, I do things when the adrenaline is really high, I push myself. So I did my exam, and other than pushing myself, I really prayed. That was the thing, the first time I really fasted and actually prayed. And one of my colleagues, or one of the students we were with, she said, if Julie can do that exam and pass, with the way I've been seeing her, playing around, I can do it. Lo and behold, she failed. And not because she was not smart enough, not because she did not know what to do, but rather it's because either she was not prepared or she didn't see God the way I did. So those two things kind of worked for my better. So I think it can positively influence other people, which in a way will generate a support system for myself. And other than that, if you look at it in a negative way, it can end up destroying you, if you may say that. So if I'd say support system will be intrinsic motivation, personal motivation, God, and people around me. As I said, I use anyone. If I can influence anyone to help me, I don't look down on them. I will encourage them to work with me and help me out. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, as we all know, it is universally known that this is a cruel world, obviously, and nothing comes without challenges.
Yeah.
So, we would like to know what are some of the challenges that come with balancing all those things, and is there a singular challenge that faced you, and how did you get through it?
Yeah. May I correct something? You know, they call it a balance, but the truth is there's no balance. There is never a balance. Anytime you're doing something, there is always one aspect that is going to be challenged. So if maybe you're, like, say myself, I'm supposed to juggle the two areas that I'm lecturing. I'm supposed to juggle ministry, I'm supposed to juggle family and my son excuse me, and business. If I find that time I have many customers coming in, I'll be too tired to focus on maybe my students. Or maybe that time whereby I have so many students, handling the students, then it will be hard for me to focus maybe on family. So it's not really per se a balance, but a prioritization. What is it that you want to do at that time? What is the most important thing to handle at that time? So with saying that, when if you try to juggle all of them at the same time, you are going to get a meltdown. And I would say personally it was more of excuse me, more of physical. There was a time I had so much going on. I had customers, I had a ministry expectation in church. I was also doing assessment of students, which means I would travel to some distance and then come back really late, I'd say 11 at night. And then at the same time, I have to handle, my son is expecting me to play around with him. So I started getting headaches. I started getting really, let's say, migraines. I had never had migraines before. So it took a toll on my physical body. And for that, I decided for several, I actually had to seek medical help. I would think that I am, I have some neurological issue. Actually, it was some pain in my eye. So I went to the eye doctor. They told me my eyesight is okay. I am at 20/20. And then I went to the general physician. He said that there's no test showing anything. And he was even recommending I go for a neurologist. I'm like, what is not I am that sick. So I started seeking God, and also I prioritized time to rest. And I thank God my husband really helped me at that time, because he made sure that in the house the lights were dim. If I am getting carried away with my phone, he'll take away my phone so that I can eat and go rest. So I would say it sometimes when you're handling so much, it can take a physical toll or mental toll. So for me, it was more of physical than any mental, because as I said, I have a excuse me, what is it called? A way to excuse me, pardon me. Coping mechanism, if I may say. I think a very interesting coping mechanism. I don't scream or jump to the worst conclusion. As I said, I use intellectualization. So I sit down, I look at this side of the coin, I look at that side of the problem. Could it be me? Could it be someone else? Could it be that situation that is the problem? So being with that, I compartmentalize. I don't take it all at once. So looking at it, you see, I'm saying when I say you look at the different sides of the coin, you don't look at it in totality, you look at parts of it. And when you do that, it's easier to kind of get to know what exactly is the issue. So yeah, that can happen. But if you have a good support system, then you can be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that tells us that we all need to know at what point we need to recharge. And what is one thing you would wish to do different this year?
Yeah. For that, thank you. My goal for this year is actually I have two goals. One is to keep standards, and two is to build capacity. The truth is, God never gives you something that you're not able to do. But if it comes your way, because maybe in one or another you have built capacity for it in one way. You see, when I say that, God can give you money, but if you don't have the mindset on how to use that money will die. Excuse me, rather not die, but diminish. So what I'm trying to say is you may be really good in one side, which helps you grow, but this other side, if it is not also growing, let me give another example. You may have what? You may build, let's say I build my academic capabilities. Yeah. So I go to school, like I'm trusting God, I'll be going for PhD very soon. So I may go higher, which means it gives me opportunity to work in a bigger institution, right? But if I don't have the kind of mindset to interact with people in that environment, I can easily mess myself up. I can easily mess my family up. So even as I want to grow in one area, one of the things that I'm really, really trusting God for is to build capacity. So this means I want to read books, I want to listen to motivational speakers, I want to listen to career builders. I want to get to know these people who made it. What did they do? What did they do different that I'm not doing? And there are those general things that people say, which is okay. Like say sleep well. Like I was listening actually to someone, and there's something that I was actually reading or going through a certain someone's quote. Pardon me. And she was saying, people say take care of yourself, and you would think taking care of yourself means going for pedicure, making your hair, eating well. But the truth is, taking care of yourself is have enough rest, eat a balanced diet, drink 2 liters of water. Hey, you, 2 liters of water in a day. That is what it means to take care of yourself. So it's not about pampering. Taking care of yourself is not going for nyama choma every day. Ati nipatie mwili pole. So you go treat yourself to nyama choma, you go treat yourself to a spa. Excuse me. That is not per se taking care of yourself. So doing the right things, even though sometimes they are not the best. Exercise. That is taking care of yourself. Waking up early in the morning and going for a run. That is actually what it means, taking care of yourself. Making sure that your plate has enough vegetables. Eating that much water. Taking that much water. Having that much rest. That is actually, and yesterday I was going through that, and it challenged me. I would say it challenged me. I thought I would. What do you think is? What do you think is what it means by taking care of yourself? I used to think it means that aspect of doing good. Doing kujipa you kujipa pole, yeah. But that kujipa pole is actually sometimes what it means is toiling, because exercise is not hard. Right now, Camille, you're told, pick up press up. That is what it means to take care of yourself. Do squats, KAWIRA. Do squats. That is what it means taking care of yourself. That is what it means to protect yourself. Then, if we can be able to understand the correct meaning of things, I think it's going to be easier to be better. So this year, I'm going to build capacity. This year, I'm going to keep standards. By the grace of God, I know I'm going to go higher by the right hand of God. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so obviously, we have very many young people watching this. And as young people ourselves, we are hoping by God's grace, we'll also have the opportunities and responsibilities to have many things to manage.
Right.
So, advise the young people who are watching this on the importance of setting priorities so as to strike a balance.
Right. So thank you for that question. It resonates with one of the youths who asked me, how are you handling it all? What is it that you're doing? How are you managing to do it all? I don't know if this will work for you or not. I don't know if it's going to be possible in different, because people are wired differently. But the truth is, you can, one thing that I do is I focus and give 100% on what I'm doing at that time. That way you can be able to handle several things. So that, and then I plan ahead. And planning means you actually talk to the people around you and see, is the things that you want to do work. Of course, challenges come here and there sometimes. You would, or actually sometimes I think I planned. I planned it in my head, and I'm there planning. I'm telling myself I'm going to have a meeting with Kami. My Kami is not aware that we're going to have this meeting, and by the time I'm like telling him, we were supposed to have a meeting, so you did not communicate this to me. So I would say to prioritize means identify that which you need to do at that time and do it wholeheartedly. Excuse me, give it 100%. We all have 24 hours, so you need to use it wisely. Avoid procrastination. Oh, excuse me. Avoid procrastination. Avoid time wasters. Just roaming in TikTok. Just scrolling in TikTok. Just scrolling in Facebook. Videos and all of that. One of the standards I'm keeping this year is also I come at home at 6, phone away, so that I can spend time with my family. So that, because I have a small kid, and I thank God he has noticed that if you're not giving him attention, he will take away your phone so that you can actually listen. He is teaching me that when you're here, you're supposed to be giving your full attention. So one thing I'd advise the youth is that identify what you want to do at that time. The right thing, of course, to do at that time, because you can also identify watching football or playing football when ideally you're supposed to be reading a book or praying. So identify the right thing to do at that time and then give it your 100%, so that you'll be done with it, and then you can go to do the next thing. If you have some free time, go do your football, go do your scrolling of TikTok. Yeah. Thank you.
And would you say that your family, like your background and the environment in which you grew up, contributed to your current outcome? Yeah, the parenting and maybe your childhood experiences, did they contribute to who you are right now?
Yes, correct. Very much so. We are all influenced by our experiences and our family. That no one can deny. That no one can lie about. And it can influence you positively or negatively. So one of the things that has really influenced me, especially to remain in ministry, even within all the other things that I do, one of the things that has influenced me is the fact that my mother would always make sure that I'm involved in the activities in church. So where I grew up, our house was opposite the church that we used to go. So she would wake up in the morning, stand at the gate, look and see, are the children playing around or are they in Sunday school? If they're playing around inside, they know that they don't have a teacher. So she would wake me up. When you're preparing kwenda church Sunday, she'll be like, no, you're going to church Sunday. What does the word of God say? Train a child in the way they should go, and they will always remember me. So what you used to do as a child can either influence you positively or negatively. There's someone who never used to go to church, but because of that, they cannot stay away from church right now. I grew up in a place whereby you would see people struggling for money. And one of the things my dad used to tell me, what will go on a kata saiso, and they'll have really hard hands. And he would say, Juliana, siposoma, ukirudi hapa kwa hii nyumba utaenda kukata makonge, that is size 4. And I would think of myself with those hard hands, and he would tell you, amefanya hiyo kazi yote the whole day, amelipa 100. You'd be like, what? 100 shillings peke yake the whole day, he's not eaten anything. I never wanted to live in such kind of a situation. So every time I saw that my supplies was limited, either I get another job, or I try to see how to better myself so that I can get a better pay, or I try to bring down my expenditure. That is why maybe because of that I work as a lecturer, and I go in another part-time job, and I'm also doing business, because I never want to live in a situation whereby that aspect of having to depend on others to provide for you, to me it used to look like torture, if I may say. I have to ask you to give me pesa for something, you know. So I work really hard, and my mother would always say, pesa yako ni yako, yako ni yako, yours is yours. So I would not overspend. I would be in my campus. I would see people coming in being given 8k for expenditure. Mimi nilikuwa napatiwa 500 at that time, and that is all I knew I had. I will not go asking for more because I knew my mom doesn't have any more. But you'll not finding me doing the same things they are doing, because I know I don't have the capacity to do that. So there's usually a slogan that is said, fake it until you make it. Personally, I don't believe in it. Personally, I say that you are lying to yourself, and there is nothing as bad as lying to yourself. So don't lie to yourself. Understand your situation. This is where you are. This is what you have. Either build yourself, build your capacity so that you can have better opportunities, or find an extra way. The word of God says in Genesis that the Lord provided, there were 4 rivers that were passing through Eden. And that was a prayer that I used to make, that God give me at least minimum excuse me, minimum 4 sources of income. Minimum 4 sources of income. So even when I get more, I thank God for that. But that is not enough. There is usually there, because even those 4 rivers divided into more. So from there, I want to dive into other things. So I want to encourage the youth to trust God, of course, pray, but understand yourself, understand where you are at. Don't build castles. Don't build castles. Don't walk around as if you have you have the money to live a posh life. Excuse me, yet you know you can't.
Sorry.
What?
Yeah, really sorry. We hope you get well soon. Yeah, so I hope you have a take home from everything that you have heard today. Of course, this is not our last episode, and we will have more opportunities to learn and to hear from many more who will be coming in to teach us and to guide us and to help us know how we can build ourselves. Tusikuwe Gen Z, ni sisi tunamka saa 6, na ukiamka unamka kuingia TikTok na kungojea madhea haswa kulete kila kitu on the table. So, Kami, would you like to tell us maybe something that is a take home for you?
Okay, so personally, I have learned that I have to prioritize issues. I have to make sure that I don't do something with distractions, knowing that I should be doing this, but I don't want to, so let me do this. No, I'll be prioritizing the right things at the right time. Yeah. So I hope that will help me a lot, because personally I've been struggling. So yeah.
We have concluded our very first episode, Striking the Balance. I have learned a lot, and you can comment in the section what you have learned, the next speaker maybe you expect, or even the topics that you would desire to learn in the future. So stay tuned. This is the mashup with KAWIRA Mwaura, and we have so much in store for you. Thank you.